And first here at 5, today we are getting a look at the moments during and after the arrest of pro golfer Scottie Scheffler. Good evening, I'm Connie Leonard.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. This is brand new video, folks. Hours worth just released by police. With a shaky voice, you can hear Scheffler apologizing repeatedly and asking to speak with an officer so he can offer an explanation. WHAS11's Shane McAllister has a look at this new video.
Our first look at the golf champion in the moments after he is taken into custody.
I'm terribly sorry.
With a trembling voice, Scottie Scheffler apologizes to the officers.
I'm trying to get to my tea time.
Multiple officers around him shining a light as they work to get cuffs around his wrists. Scheffler looks stunned.
Keep my arms back there, I promise. Man, I'm about to get arrested. I'm trying to get to a tea time.
The handcuffs are clicked into place and Scheffler offers his first explanation. He says he was afraid.
He did tell me to stop, but as I went by him, he grabbed my arm and I was afraid. I couldn't tell he was a police officer.
Scheffler is walked over to a police vehicle.
Can you please help me?
Keep going.
Asking multiple people to help him. And as the car door opens, he begs police to hear him out.
Are we able to just talk for a second?
Police ignore those pleas, instead putting him into the back of the car. They ask him if he's had anything to drink.
Mouthwash.
That's it?
Yeah, I woke up about a half hour ago.
Okay, put your feet in for me.
Scheffler is shut inside the car, and Detective Brian Gillis, the arresting officer, lifts his pant leg, seemingly to show another officer his injuries.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Oh, just scraped me. What happened?
The video is redacted here, muted, until Gillis says this.
I want to go. I'm like, I'm just telling you to stop. We just floor.
The video is then muted again. Meanwhile, officers start trying to figure out who's in the back of the police SUV.
What's your last name?
Scheffler?
Scheffler?
Yes, sir.
As the officer takes notes, Scheffler offers up what he thought was the obvious when he pulled up to the golf course just minutes ago.
I'll be right back.
Are you guys aware that I am playing in the golf tournament?
Okay, I'll talk to you a second. Put your knee in.
Oh, sorry.
When the officer returns, Scheffler's read his Miranda rights, and then he's eager to give his side of the story.
And as I was pulling in, my window was down, and the officer told me to stop. And as first of all, I did not know that he was a police officer. As he was reaching in the car, he grabbed my shoulder and hit me, like
Trying to get you to stop, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It seemed to be a little bit over aggressive because the entrance was open.
Okay.
And I pulled a little bit because I was afraid. I thought he was going to start hitting me, and I didn't know who he was. He just hit me with his flashlight and yelled, "Get out of the car."
The conversation continues, and then Detective Gillis walks over to the car. This is his camera. Scheffler asks, "Are you the one I hit?"
Are you the one that I dragged? I'm sorry. Sir, I did not know you were a police officer. I'm terribly sorry.
With that, Detective Gillis walks away, and Scheffler learns what's coming next for him.
I don't think it'd be good with you riding with him, since if you do go to jail. Okay, I'm gonna put you in this car over here. All right.
Scheffler is moved into another police car, the one that will eventually take him to jail.
And that new video came from LMPD and was provided just hours ago.
They also gave us, by the way, a 60-page investigative file revealing several officers violated policy when they failed to activate their body cameras that day.
Those in favor of ratifying Resolution 2024-20, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Congratulations and thank you.
The TARC Board of Directors unanimously approving a partnership with JCPS. Louisville Transit employees could soon help the school district's bus driver shortage.
It's an historic deal in the works. As you see, the resolution will lease 70 employees, loan them actually, from TARC to transport students to and from school for JCPS. Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter show us how it's a small solution for a much larger problem.
A unanimous decision by every single TARC board member to partner with JCPS has been approved. They also went on to say that this wouldn't just benefit students in the school districts, but also the community as a whole. In April, the school district announced the termination of multiple bus routes, leaving it to parents to get their children to a magnet or traditional school they attend. TARC drivers could restore some routes and will be paid their regular rate through JCPS.
Does it fix all of JCPS's needs? No. Does it fix all of our needs? No, but we were able to not lay 70 people off, buy us time to do what we got to do with our route restructuring, find more funding.
Finances are the main concern the department and union have, as TARC is looking to decrease the frequency of some routes next year, all while the two large transportation systems are set to potentially benefit from each other this upcoming school year. Now the rest is in the hands of JCPS's board. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
Now, we did reach out to the school district about TARC's approval of that resolution, and they said in a statement, the Jefferson County Board of Education is expected to vote on the proposed agreement with TARC at its next meeting, June 25th. We're excited about the possibility of TARC drivers helping us take a step towards solving a community problem.
Statement going on to say getting our students to and from school on time and potentially returning transportation to some high-need students who are scheduled to lose bus service in the coming school year. By the way, also today, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg made the appointment final and appointed Ozzie Gibson as the new executive director of TARC full-time. Gibson has held many positions across Louisville Metro government, including Metro Animal Services and Public Works and the Public Parks. He has been serving as TARC's interim director since January. Well, it's been a place full of false promises and letdowns for West Louisville, and that may finally see a much-awaited future now official today.
Yes, JCPS and Passport by Molina Healthcare sharing the property at 18th and Broadway, donating most of it to the district for a middle school. Now, that 20-acre lot has been an eyesore in the California neighborhood for more than 2 decades. It sits right near the new YMCA on Broadway, just 1 block from Brown Foreman. Our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Jessica Farley hear how it's been a long time coming.
West Louisville's first new middle school in almost a century was announced with a bang. It's a step forward in turning overlooked land into opportunity, now the future home of Hudson Middle School at 18th and Broadway. Molina Healthcare bought the land in 2022 for $8 million and is keeping a smaller portion for a health clinic and insurance services.
I would never in my wildest dreams thought that they would donate us this plot of land, but they came through and did that.
And the applause went on for Hudson staff who continue their work in a temporary space while their school is built.
Thank you for everybody that I work alongside. Thank you for your resilience and your flexibility. And I know it hasn't been easy.
This 20-acre site that used to be where the Philip Morris Company rolled cigarettes will now be for reading, writing, and arithmetic. But even though some of the current Hudson Middle students won't be able to walk the halls here, one of the parents tells us it's a victory for all of West Louisville.
Showing our young people that they are well deserving of brand new and sparkly things, you know, changing the narrative of West Louisville and having corporate investors pour into West Louisville just as much as members of the community is an amazing thing.
And that narrative is changing, with hundreds of millions of dollars coming to West Louisville for new businesses, hospitals, and schools.
And I get, after decades of neglect, that is not nearly enough. But it's a good start, and today shows we are going to continue on this trajectory, investing in these neighborhoods, creating good jobs for this community.
But for now, this is enough for tears, smiles, selfies, and making history.
But not just history. We want to make sure that everybody understands that they are welcome and that we will continue the legacy of Dr. J. Blaine Hudson, which is our namesake.
The civil rights legend still echoing through Louisville. In the California neighborhood, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11 on your side.
JCPS expects that school to open in 2026, but this is not the first big project announced for this site.
That's right. Shay McAllister walks us through the history of that lot on Broadway.
The property at 18th and Broadway has not been actively used since the Philip Morris tobacco plant moved out in 2000. 6 years later, in 2006, the developer purchased the 18 acres for mixed-use development, but the recession hit and those plans fell through. March of 2014, Walmart announces a $30 million development on the property that would bring in hundreds of new jobs, retail space, and a lot of opportunity to the neighborhood. But after a lawsuit and pushback on the layout from a small community group, Walmart backed out. That was October of 2016. 1 year later, in 2017, Passport Health Plan announces plans to create a campus on the site, a promise to spur investment in West Louisville. They broke ground on a new headquarters, and the metal framework you see on site today started to take shape. But that construction stalled in 2019 when the company fell on hard times, facing changes to Kentucky's Medicaid policy. That metal framework would sit untouched for another 3 years, until 2022, when Molina Healthcare purchased the property from Passport and started collecting ideas on how to use it. One of the ideas at that time was to use it to create a middle school. Now, 2 years later, more than 20 years after the site was last considered functional, community leaders are hopeful this plan will stick.
What a Friday we are having, and we are heading into a fairly nice weekend. We're going to have to dodge a few showers, but look at that, Connie. I can see one little cloud that has decided to spoil our live picture here tonight.
I think there's two, but that's a pretty good assessment, right?
Good catch. Colleen, you announced earlier you're in a good mood. We're just thrilled to hear you're in a good mood because we've seen the other side.
You don't want me in a bad mood, Doug.
We've seen the other side.
Yeah, well, heading to the middle of June, I might start getting into a bad mood because we have a heat wave settling in towards the end of June. So it is going to be rather hot. So enjoy the low humidity, enjoy the low 80s right now. 83 at Louisville International Airport, Bowman, we're at 81. And 80 over in Bardstown, a little bit below average for this time of year. Over the next few hours, we're going to be staying in the low to mid 80s, nice clear skies by 8 and 10 o'clock still, but we have a little bit of a change up as we head towards tomorrow. That low pressure over the Central Plains is going to head over Illinois, then Indiana and Kentucky, which will bring a few scattered light showers into that forecast. So that forecast model really showing that rain pickup by the time we head towards the afternoon around noon, 1 p.m. and it could bring a few showers if you have any outdoor plans, but I don't think it's enough to cancel anything out there. By the time we head towards Sunday, we have more sunshine in store for Indiana and Kentucky by the late afternoon. I'm timing that out here coming up shortly. But today, it's a great day to go out to a picnic. Christina is live out there. Beautiful day to spend outdoors. Christina, I do have a question. Are dogs allowed at this event? Because I feel bad if I leave my dog at home and there's such great skies out there.
Colleen, I did see your text message. I promise I didn't have the answer, so I haven't responded back just yet. I'd imagine probably not, mainly because we've got over 9 bounce houses over here, and of course our furry friends have the really sharp paws. That's probably a little bit of a liability, but it's a good day for them to maybe hang out at home in the air conditioning and having all of that water. If you do have to leave them at home, I'll for sure get that answer for you though. But if you are coming out here dog free, then it starts at 6 o'clock this evening and then again at 5:30 for tomorrow. And as you mentioned, absolutely gorgeous weather for us. Summer picnics, of course, as we know, always so much fun. Community looking forward to these every year. We're here at Our Lady of Lourdes in St. Matthews, known for the cake booth and chicken dinners, but they also have games for all ages, everything from duck pond for preschool kids, Frogger, Goodie Jar, Plinko, and a beautiful flower booth, iced margaritas, and blackjack for adults. Now coming up in the next half hour, we're going to show you this variety of bounce houses and obstacle courses that we see over here. Unfortunately though, Doug, it does have a weight limit.
Wow. All right, thanks so much, Christina. Well, tonight, the Sherman-Minton construction crews will be repairing guardrails in several areas throughout Indiana starting at 9. They'll close the right lanes of the 265 eastbound ramp to I-65 South and the 265 westbound ramp to 64 West. You will still be able to use the ramps. Just be cautious. It should be back to normal by 5 tomorrow morning. Now, additionally, the I-64 eastbound ramp to 265 northbound will close at midnight. If you need to access the interstate, you've got to continue to the New Albany exit and then follow detour signs. That ramp will open back up at 4 tomorrow morning.
More of our top stories at 5 o'clock. After an hours-long manhunt, a man was arrested today accused of strangling a Kentucky state trooper. KSP says the trooper tried to conduct a traffic stop in Nelson County just after midnight last night. 31-year-old Dustin Thompson refused to stop, according to officers, and a chase began. Eventually, they were stopped at a dead end. After a short chase, the trooper said he was assaulted and disarmed by Thompson. Thompson was found hours later. He is charged now with strangulation, assaulting an officer, and theft.
Kentucky State Police opened a missing child investigation in Ohio County for 8-month-old Mia Tucker out of Reynolds Station. Authorities say the baby was last suspected to be in the care of her parents, Cage Rudd and Tesla Tucker, who are now both behind bars on drug charges. The 8-month-old was nowhere to be found during a welfare check. KSP is requesting anyone with information on her whereabouts to contact KSP at 270-826-3312. Well,